Hey, everybody, welcome to another Job Search Daily with a focus on technology. Today we have Yelp. Yelp is in the business of advertising other businesses. So they are looking for many different positions across their company. Today I'm going to focus on their remote positions. They have when I checked out their website, they had like pages and pages of available positions. My vlog focuses mostly on technology sales. We're going to get into sales engineering. We're going to get into customer success and all the other fields that you can work with in technology. But if we can find you remote positions, I'm a big advocate of remote work. If we can find you a company that's hiring in a bunch of remote positions, I'd rather show you those. And so you can have the option of working remote, or you can go into the office because they do have positions in the office. But today we're going to focus on remote positions at Yelp. Yelp is a company that has put forth their mission of remote work being at the forefront of the company's worker success model, I guess you would say it like that. Yelp on their website, and they have an entire section dedicated to talking about remote work. It says here, we are a remote workplace. The way we work is evolving, and our priority is always putting our people first. With remote work, our employees can live where it makes sense for them while building a rewarding career. We believe that autonomy promotes productivity. I actually agree with that. I love the idea of, if I get my job done, let me live wherever I want. If I want to live somewhere where it's more affordable, let me go and live there. Especially if it's a phone-based role. This is a phone-based role, and it can be done anywhere in the country. Even internationally, they're not, I would say, that advanced with remote. A lot of companies are moving that way. But right now you can work in certain regions in the United States. You designate what region you want to work in, and you can work in that region. Let's continue. We believe that autonomy promotes productivity, and remote work empowers employees to achieve work-life fit. Absolutely. If you can wake up, sleep a little bit later, instead of waking up at 5 o'clock, you can wake up at 6:30 or 7 o'clock. You're going to have more energy to make the calls, to be able to achieve your sales goals. I personally don't believe that spending time in traffic, hanging around the water cooler, and taking part in workplace politics helps productivity on any level. I think that a lot of companies these days, they are under a lot of pressure from stakeholders, from shareholders, to actually figure out what to do with all these empty buildings. And one of the choices is to get workers to go back to the office and fill up these chairs, because a lot of these companies have put a lot of investment into this real estate as an asset within the company that is appreciating. But lately, real estate or commercial real estate has not been appreciating because workers are not going into work, and the value of those buildings is contingent to you going into them. And you have storefronts at the bottom, businesses all around lobbying, politicians saying people are not coming for lunch, they're not coming for happy hour, and the cost or the value of those commercial holdings is going down because those businesses are going under. There is a lot of pressure for people to go back to work, but Yelp is not falling for that. Let's just say that. They understand that workers are happier working from home. They're more productive. So you have ladies like this lady here, let's just call her Sally. She's happy to work from home. She's got her setup, and she's got a happy little grin on her face because she's able to do her work, hit her targets, and then she's able to get up, will make her coffee. She can make her own lunch. She doesn't have to go downstairs and necessarily grab like a $45 lunch or a $35 lunch. She can just make last night's leftovers or whatever. She can save herself a few dollars, and she doesn't have to spend any money on gas. I know that sounds corny, but when you think about it, if you can make your own food at home, that can save you hundreds of dollars a month making your own food at home. You bring yourself a bagged lunch, and then somebody comes up to you and says, hey, do you want to go and have the latest whatever salad that they're having at the cool bar downstairs? And you have your bagged lunch in your hand, and you're saying, I want to go, but I don't want to be left out, and I want to be a part of the group. And then you put the bagged lunch back in the fridge, and you head downstairs and you spend $45 on lunch. That stuff adds up. So a lot of people realized that they were saving hundreds to well over into the thousands of dollars a month by by staying at home, making their lunch at home, saving on gas, saving on daycare in some cases, and that's how you can get into the thousands of dollars of months working from home. We're looking at a company, like I said, that is very much focused on work-life balance, working at home, and you can see all these happy faces. You can see this lady right here. She's in front of her closet. This guy's up against the window. This guy's got his nice little pooch there on his lap. And they look all very happy, and that sounds like a great place to work. And they say true connections are found online. A virtual environment brings folks from different locations together and allows them to celebrate and understand one another's diversity, lift each other up, and build strong communities. There are over 20 Yelp employee resource groups that regularly host virtual talks, events, and panels for folks with shared social identities and characteristics or life experiences, as well as their allies. So this company, they've moved all of that water cooler talk online, and the water cooler talk, you can hold it at arm's length. Everybody's got their own little beliefs now, and they try to interject it. We're not supposed to really talk about these things at work, and online you can keep it at bay because people are not necessarily pressing you so much for your own personal beliefs and running back to HR to tell on you, let's just say, if you don't believe in what they believe in. So I distance myself from water cooler talk as much as possible with remote work. Just get your job done, get your pay, and get out of there. Have a good conversation with somebody online, and then just keep it moving. I do love remote work. So let's get on to today's opportunities at Yelp. Like I said, all these positions are remote. They're remote from anywhere across several regions in the United States. They are fair paying positions if you perform well at it. They have right now senior account executive SaaS, and we spoke about SaaS earlier in this series. So SaaS means software as a service. So you're selling software services, access to software, access to services online. Then you have sales manager remote. We're not going to get into that today. You can go and check that out on your own. Emerging enterprise account director, we're going to touch on that very briefly. Inside sales representative, we're going to have that as the focus of today's vlog. Then you have emerging enterprise account director, again in the East region. Like I said, we're going to focus on that a little bit. And account manager retention specialist, we're going to focus on that very little as well too. So let's get into it. The first one is, and if I didn't mention senior account executive, we're going to get into that as well. We're going to go through it as a career path, and we're going to go a little bit into the pay. The pay is fair, I think, for the work. I've seen a little bit more pay at other companies, but if you dig deeper, you can see that they compensate you fairly well. There are some restrictions around location, and we will get into that a little if we can. They're saying in certain roles, they're not going to hire people that are in the Silicon Valley area, and have some theories again in that, and we'll talk about that as a bit too. So let's get into the roles. So the first one, when you start in sales within a technology-based company, you're going to be talking about inside sales representative or business development representative or SDR, sales development representative. A lot of it is it's the same thing. It's a different acronym or different word for the same exact position. So in this case, they're calling inside sales representative. Generally, they deal with companies that already have a relationship with the company that you're working for. You're just trying to expand on that relationship. So if you go look down, you're going to see the disclaimer here, and we talked about that. Please note that while this role will operate remotely, it is required that the candidate resides in the western region of the United States. At this time, we cannot consider candidates in the Bay Area, and my theory around that is it's expensive to live in the Bay Area, and they just don't want to stretch that far in terms of paying you to be able to support yourself in the Bay Area, because if they train you in the position, and this role is very similar to other roles, if they train you in this position, you're just going to probably get a job as an inside sales representative with one of the tech firms in the Bay Area, making significantly more. And this position, like I said, it does pay well, but there are positions that pay a little bit more to start as a base. We'll get into that as well too. Yelp was created to connect people with great local businesses. As an inside sales representative, you will be working directly with these local businesses to help them achieve their goals through Yelp's various advertising programs. You will work with small business owners via phone to determine their needs and aspirations and customize every sale to help make this happen. So this position, you reach out to small businesses, you help them to boost their presence on the Yelp platform, advertise their services, and bring in new clients. So it is a very much entry level position. Because people are at the center of everything that we do, one of the main priorities is to educate business owners about the value of Yelp's advertising programs. In this role, you'll be directly responsible for selling advertising space on Yelp's businesses across Canada and United States. Success in this role is measured by hitting or exceeding monthly sales goals. So I've pre-read this job description, and this job description about 3 times hits on the fact that they want you to hit or exceed your sales goal. Let's just say exceed your sales goal. If they say something 3 times in a job advertisement that they want you to hit your sales goal, let's just say that they want you to exceed it. Let's just assume that. So what you'll do, educate, strategize, and successfully sell Yelp advertising programs through a high volume outbound sales call. This role is 100% phone based. So if you're not a phone person and you don't like being on the phone, let's say 8 hours a day, this is not for you. This is a role that you are customer facing and you have to be able to face rejection. Your mission is to reach as many businesses as possible. You will work one of the following schedules. So 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Own and manage a pipeline of clients ranging from dentists to florists to restaurant owners, all organized in your CRM. So just keep this in mind. A lot of these businesses, they're not even on the Yelp platform. So your job is going to be to reach out to actually get them onto the platform, let them know about the services sometimes. Or either you will be responsible for people that have very basic like profiles where Yelp is not really earning very much money, and you'll be responsible for increasing their ad spend on a monthly basis. So say goodbye to the dreaded commute. We talked about that earlier. You and your team will work from the comfort of your home to sell advertising to small businesses on a set Monday to Friday schedule. Awesome, no weekends. Become an expert in Yelp's advertising solutions and adopt product recommendations quickly to suit client needs, asking probing questions and overcoming customer objections and rejection to be critical to your success. So if you don't like to be told no on a constant basis, let's just say out of 100 calls, you get told no 99 times. If that's not your shtick, this is not for you. Just like I said, if you don't like to be on the phone, this is not for you. Stay organized and manage your time effectively in order to complete the daily tasks. And they do hit on that this is a numbers game, which is actually, I'm glad that they said that. That's very honest that they said that this is a numbers game. So if you do your calls every single day, you follow the script, you follow the training that they're going to give you, and most of these companies offer weeks and weeks of training before they put you on the phone, you should find some success in this position. So it should be quite routine, let's just say that. So what it takes to succeed. So they're looking for a GED or high school diploma equivalent and 2 years experience in customer facing sales. So it could be, you could work in retail, you could work in customer service where you sold or upsold, or if you don't have that, they'll take a bachelor's degree in lieu of that. No fear of the phone. We talked about that earlier. General computer and email proficiency with Google Suite, and they will provide a MacBook laptop suite. A work environment free of distractions. So you have to have a room that you can lock off and not have distractions. So there's a lot of, let's just say, moms that might watch this kind of blog and they'll say to themselves, okay, perfect, I can keep my child at home most of the time. If your child is not able to sit there and self-manage, then this is not going to work. You're going to need to be able to focus and give it your all and not have too many distractions. If your child's a little bit older, this could possibly work for you. Ability to effectively prioritize tasks and manage independently without oversight. If you need a manager standing over your shoulder, cracking the whip, then if you need that to be able to perform and to be pushed, then this is not the position for you. That you have to be a self-starter, get out there and get the business kind of person, because no one's going to be in your home except for you, rooting for you, beside you to say, do your targets. They're going to call you via chat, video, and check on you. And like we showed earlier, and to have those little raw meetings online. But at the end of the day, you're going to be responsible for hitting your sales targets. Okay, so we're going to get into the pay in this position. So they have a sort of a set out plan, and I can read this job description and tell that this is somewhat of a regimented sort of position. They have a way that they want you to do things, and if you do it that way, you're going to have this success, which is good. If you like systems, this could work for you. So in your first year, your earnings range would be 50 to 65,000 annually through a combination of your base pay and uncapped monthly sales initiatives. So if you go further down, the base pay is 37,000, and then your upside that will reach you up to 65,000. That's all your commission. So 37,000 base, and then you can make up to $65,000 with commission. That's just in your first year. So in your second year, you're going to have the potential to earn $70,000, with top performers $112,000, and that it will be a combination of your base pay and your commission on target, or OTE, right? That's fair. It's not the highest position I've ever seen, but it's remote, so you're going to save a lot of money there. So I think this is an advantageous position. The benefits include 15 days of personal time off a year for the first 2 years of employment. And then you get up to 14 weeks of parental leave. Let's just say you have a child and you need to take some time off. That's what parental leave is. Monthly wellness reimbursement. So if you need to, I'm guessing, go and get a massage or something related to taking care of yourself, going to the gym, they're going to provide you with an amount of money that you can reimburse all of that. Health savings, flexible spending, and dependent care accounts. 401k employee stock purchase plan. That is, employee stock purchase plan basically just means like they'll allow you to purchase stock generally at a discount. They're not necessarily going to give you stock like some other tech companies do, but they'll allow you to purchase stock at a discount that you can sell at a later date for the full value. So that's fair. It's a decent entry-level position in terms of what's offered. I like the fact that they offer a plan for success, and they're sort of set out a path. But what happens after this position is what kind of I like to see is a path to a higher position and more success and more earnings. So after you finish up inside sales representative, about 18 months to 2 years into that position, you've received your raise and you're looking for potentially more responsibility and higher pay. So the next level up would be senior account executive SaaS sales. And we talked about that earlier in this series in tech sales roles. In SaaS, what that means is a software as a service. So this would be a senior account manager. Generally, account managers are considered closers. So somebody like an inside sales representative, they would get a lead, or a sales development representative, they would get a lead, and then they would pass it up to the senior account manager. The senior account manager would be responsible for closing that lead, and they would get a whole bunch of them from the people that work underneath them and close those larger deals. I'm taking you through the path that you would take to move up in this company in a somewhat loose way. To move up into a role like this, you would either have to have a bachelor's degree and or 18 months or more of outbound sales experience. And so when it says outbound sales experience, you're going and getting new clients for the company like we spoke about in inside sales rep. So they're using different words to generally talk about the same thing. Outbound sales, you're taking existing clients and you're maximizing their ad spend, or you're going out and getting brand new clients. Similar type things. You have a bachelor's degree or 18 months of outbound sales experience. So the previous role would most likely qualify for this. And we saw after 2 years, you'd be making about 70K to 112K. And then after 2 years, you're going to want something else, right? So then that's where it ties into 18 months or more of outbound sales experience. You could qualify for the senior account executive position, remote, and move on. So I did look at the benefits, and it's the same benefits: 15 days PTO, 14 days parental leave. You've got the same wellness benefit, health care, 401k, stock purchase plan. The base pay is higher at 52K to 62K. That is just the pay to come and sit down at your desk. Then you have your performance-based incentives, which would basically be your commission. So I did try my best to search the salary for some positions such as this. Yeah. So somebody like a Yelp sales associate, they didn't necessarily have account manager on this list. I did search the internet high and low for the salary on a Yelp account representative position. And it's not easy to find. There's some other names that they're under, but I did find a similar role, which is Yelp sales associate, and with a similar starting pay. The average Yelp sales associate earns about $74K, which is what we spoke about, which includes a base of $50K plus $24,000 in bonus. But the top people, they are earning quite a bit more than that. Let's see here. Yeah, so the top people at Yelp in Yelp sales rep position, they're earning approximately around $136,000 as a sales rep. So that is the average in and around there. It's a little bit confusing because there is a position called sales associate, and that one is $74,000. Then you go to sales rep, which is $136,000. So that you have to figure out which is the right position here, but that gives you a bit of an idea of what they're earning there at Yelp that kind of falls in line with the job description. Moving on. So what would you do after you do the senior account executive? So once you finish up a couple years in the senior account position, you would move on to emerging enterprise account director. In this particular case, we've done Western region. Western region is one of the regions that they're actually looking for positions in all over the United States, from Eastern to Central, Midwestern to Western. So this role right here requires 4+ years of experience in B2B strategic selling in mid-market national enterprise client sales. So in this role, you would be selling to large enterprises. Generally, large enterprises are considered 1,000 people or greater. Digital advertising sales and media sales experience would be preferred. In paid search and programmatic display advertising would be desired for somebody that's going into a role like this. You have experience in success prospecting, new businesses growing in diverse contexts. You have experience and success prospecting new business and growing a diverse contact set across your account. Strong capability with strategic sales activity, listening, negotiating, and analyzing skills. Strong command of attribution, location, visitation, pixel, brand lift reporting to create strong data-driven narratives. Fluency, engaging with clients via video conference and in person with small to large size business. So this position right here, yes, it is remote. You get to work from home, but it also says 30% of travel is required. But 30% of travel is going to translate into, of course, more compensation for more responsibility. So effective your first day, full medical, vision, and dental, 100% paid employee only coverage. I'm not sure what that means. 15 days PTO, 14 weeks of parental leave, monthly wellness subsidy. We talked about that in those other roles. Work from home reimbursement. So if you need that ergonomic chair or either anything to make your life a little bit more comfortable at home, that extra monitor or extra couple monitors, they're probably going to cover you there. Flexible spending account, 401k, employee stock purchase plan. So your compensation is $95,000 annually. That is the base. So that's the amount of money that you get for sitting down in the chair. You may also be offered a bonus and benefits. So I did look this up. Some of these companies are a little bit vague. So when you see $95,000, that's like not the real pay. I did do a little bit of a search and I found enterprise account director at Yelp. So the pay, in actual fact, when you add up all of the bonus, the additional commission, because you're selling to large enterprises, enterprise sales representatives generally make well into the 200,000 range, into the 300,000, and some can make upwards of $500,000+ a year. And I say plus, and I mean that very much so. Some people doing these roles make over $1 million a year. So in this particular role, the average including total compensation with base and additional pay, is 229,000 to 388,000. So this one I was able to a little bit better pinpoint it. The other two positions are a little bit harder to pinpoint the pay, but we have some former employees reporting back and saying that's what they earned with the additional pay. That's a pretty good one, and that's a little bit more fair compensation, let's just say that, for a position like this. The other two positions, or the first one was a little bit on the slightly lower pay side. The inside sales position in the first year was a little bit low. In the second year, being 70K to 120 or 112K, that's a lot better. But when you get into the enterprise, let's say in your third or fourth year or so, that's when you're getting into the real money. Yeah, so I think these are some good examples of a career path that you can take at Yelp. I just wanted to take you through a sort of a little bit different way to present things. But if you do want to get into positions like this and you don't have the experience and you want to be able to work from home, you want to be able to earn a good living, you have experience previously in sales, or you have a bachelor's degree but no experience, or you just have experience and you want to give yourself an edge over the hundreds of applicants that are now looking for these positions. But don't get me wrong, there are 200,000 positions in technology sales at any given moment currently. And if you're looking just in business development in general, there are generally over 400,000 positions at any given moment. If you want to have an edge over somebody applying, then I would recommend you taking one of these courses. There are boot camps. You can also go and learn online on your own through Udemy, but I would probably recommend that you take a course such as Course Careers. There are a lot of recruiters that are starting to recognize that Course Careers is considered one of the industry leaders. I would probably say top 2 or 3 industry leaders in technology sales training, and recruiters are partnered with them looking to hire you as soon as or even before you've graduated your course. There's a lot of cases of people getting contacted right out of the course or during their education. They offer a tech sales course. The course is $499. It's comprehensive. It takes about 8 weeks. And the general average starting salary is around 70K. And like I said, we talked about the amount of job openings, companies like Oracle, Zoom. I did a vlog on Zoom earlier, and they are looking for workers just like you. So if you go to the bottom in the description and in the pinned comments, you're going to find a link. If you click on that link, it takes you to the Course Career site. You can do their practice course and learn from them without paying anything. It's completely free. It took me about 90 minutes to get through the course. That's the initial practice course, just so you can get a feel for how they teach. If you decide that you want to sign up, like I said, the course takes about 8 weeks, or I don't know if I did say that. It takes about 8 weeks. Some people finish it in 2, some people finish it in 4, some people finish it in 12, but the average is 8 weeks. And you can come out the other side with lots of knowledge and all the techniques, how to use the different CRMs, and give yourself an edge in terms of being able to speak the language and to being able to have the proper rebuttals when somebody says no to you, knowing how to handle no, and then come back with another reason why they should buy from your particular technology company. And these employers, they know that Course Careers is teaching this amazing skill, and Course Career graduates are considered some of the top in their fields. Try out that free introductory course. If you do the free introductory course, you can sign up. You can get $50 off, like I said, through the link at the bottom in the description or in the pinned comment. Click on that link, pay online, get $50 off, and change your life. If you're working in retail right now, why not, instead of making $30,000 a year, why not make $130,000 or even just $70,000 a year to start? You can double your salary, more than double your salary. I personally support the idea of taking a course. And like I said, Course Careers is offering one of the best in the business right now. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to get back to you. And until the next time, take care, everybody.